Welcome everyone to Teapot, but I choose who leaves each episode. For each episode, I will choose the contestant on each team that I like the least to be eliminated. This can be influenced by the events in the episode, or it can be purely off of personal opinion. The first elimination of Teapot is for Death Pact again, and I will only show who I'd eliminate instead of the whole team. Pi is the obvious choice for who I would have leave. The strongest team on Earth is a bit of a tough one because I really don't care for several of them. However, I will stick with the one who canonically gets out, that being Foldy. Teammates is tough for the opposite reason as the strongest team, as I like all of them. Unlike the strongest team on Earth, however, this one sees the first change from the canon episode as I choose Barfbag to leave. This is the first one where two teams each lose a member in each episode. The S is another obvious choice, as Rocky is definitely the one who I care about the least. Nelly is definitely the contestant who I like the least on Just Not, and it's not really close at all. It would seem many others agree as well, since this is an unchanged elimination. With Pi gone, I really like everyone who remains on Death Pact again. Unfortunately, one of them has to go, and I choose Lightning to be that one. For Teapot 6, the strongest team on Earth loses first, and I think I do slightly prefer Eggy over Belle, so Belle will be the one who leaves here. Are You OK also sees their first loss here, and while I like everyone on this team, it's no secret that TV is the one who I like the least. Clock is very lucky that Rocky was on his team, because otherwise he would have gotten out in Teapot 4 due to the events of Teapot 3. Instead, he will get out in the episode he normally does. Death Pact yet again's third elimination was a far more difficult decision to make than the first two, but I ended up going with Tree for who I would have leave. It doesn't really feel like Cake ever got much chance to shine. Regardless, I think I would ultimately choose him to get out here, barely beating out Nickel. Meanwhile, over on the S, it's the end for Ice Cube, I think. For Are You OK's second elimination, I would choose Eraser to be eliminated. I may have spared Saw for Team 8's first elimination, but she does not luck out the same way for their second. Nickel may have been the one to get out normally in Teapot 10, but that will not change if I was the sole determinant of this. Pillow kinda deserved to get out in Teapot 10, but since I like her as a character more than I do Nickel, she was spared. This time that is not the case, and she is now gone. I also thought Robot Flower deserved a chance to get fixed before she got sent away, so I choose Eggy to get out because it would either be her or Robot Flower. I was very happy with the exit rejoin, as Lai and Pencil were my top 2 choices for who I wanted to see rejoin. Naturally, this means that the rejoin does not change. For Bagged, I think Basketball just barely beats out Needle as my least favorite on the team. Luckily, due to how Robot Flower got fixed, she wouldn't need to actually still be in the game for that. For Cloudye, it's Yellowface. His antics were getting old by this point, so I definitely would have picked him to go. My pick for Death Pact yet again in Teapot 14 is definitely Robot Flower, even after she got fixed to no longer be like Season 1 Flower. Cloudy is on Team 2, despite a whole other team being named after him. Maybe it would be called something else, but I'm sticking with the regular names for simplicity's sake. Anyways, Cloudy is out. Needle no longer has the protection of Basketball being on her team, so she will be out of the game in Teapot 15. Gaiety getting out before the events of Teapot 15 is basically a canon event, but unfortunately since I like her more than Robot Flower, that gets screwed up. She is out next on her team though. I think I prefer Pin over Marker by just a little bit, so she will stay while Marker will get out. The sole survivor of Teapot 19 gets out 3 episodes before he is able to attain that status, due to being the weakest link of his team in my opinion. Cloudye's elimination in Teapot 17 is extra difficult because I have to choose 2 of them to leave. I think I will go with Bommy and Coiny though, with Coiny being higher in his placement. I choose Puffball to be out on Team 2 in Teapot 19. I almost considered Taggy, but their friendship with Book saves them. Bagged is extremely difficult of a choice to make here, as I really like all of them. I think Tennis Ball is who I choose though. Death Pact yet again was one of the losing teams in Teapot 19, doing slightly worse because one kidnapped Black Hole disqualifying him. However, I would choose Pin to leave here. On Bagged, it is with a heavy heart that I say I choose Fries to leave the game. At least he got much further than in the real show. From now on, it is impossible to know which teams will lose, so I'll just go in order of my least to most liked of the remaining contestants. We will start with 13th place, which is Price Tag. 12th place goes to Pencil. Black Hole comes in 11th. Lai is the lowest of the top 10. Pen comes right after in 9th place. Winner's name is a misnomer as they get 8th place. Still not a bad placement though, as it shows they've done a lot to endear me to them. Snowball takes 7th place. Donut takes 6th. Bottle takes 5th. And Book is in 4th. However, her, Bottle, Donut, and Snowball are all so close together that they're pretty much interchangeable depending how I feel at a particular moment. Golf Ball receives a bronze medal as she gets 3rd place. This means the winner is from this elimination order's version of Death Pact yet again. Between them, I prefer Fanny over Remote, so that means Fanny wins this version of Teapot where only my opinion matters. Congratulations to her! Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on.